The Indiana Pacers haven't drafted this high in almost 30 years. And with the upcoming draft having a firmly set top three in Smith, Holmgren, and Banchero, the Pacers still have a good crop of prospects to choose from. Here are the best 3 players they should target with a 6th overall pick. At number 1, we have Shaedon Sharpe. The dude will galvanize the Indiana Pacers scoring profile. Shaedon Sharpe's draft forecasts have varied, but he remains a constant in the top 6 at least. Boasting an exuberant scoring game, the Kentucky standout has what it takes to amplify the Pacers' backcourt, as his raw talent as a scorer, length and size, and his finishing ability will begin an easy fit to envision in Rick Carlisle's favorite attack. While having Chris Duarte invokes a bit of an overlap, there's enough variance with Sharpe's game to justify the Pacers targeting him with the 6th overall selection. For a backcourt rotation primarily headed by gunners and spot-up shooters, Sharpe's bouncy game could be what unlocks the potential of Indiana's new run-and-gun style. Now, the Pacers could build a dynamic backcourt by adding Jaden Ivey at number 2. Jaden Ivey's draft stock has never really declined one bit. The 2022 NBA draft class is simply loaded with 3 high upside big men who figure to be immediate stars in the big league. With most of the top teams in the top 5 having more urgent needs to bolster their front court, the Indiana Pacers could swim against the tide, and their own tide, by nabbing Jaden Ivey with a 6th pick should he remain available. While it's probably unlikely, Ivey is a firing scoring guard whose profile is reminiscent of some of the league's biggest, brightest young stars. And also, if you put Tyrese Haliburton next to him, the Pacers could have a dynamic backcourt to build on for years to come. His explosiveness and his 3-level scoring ability are his biggest selling points. While his defense can waver at times, he is a pesky on-ball defender who reads passing lanes and ignites fast breaks. Just imagine him operating on the open floor with Haliburton. It would be a sight to see. Now, coming up at number 3, this is my favorite, and this is where I'm all in. Keegan Murray. The Iowa product arguably makes the most sense for the team among the 3 players fit-wise. It's no secret that the Pacers brass will explore all options to shore up their thin frontcourt group, but drafting Murray could be a giant step for that cause. And don't get caught up in him being listed as a power forward. Murray has an impressive range of skills as a frontcourt player, meaning that he should be able to man both forward positions with ease, something the Pacers clearly lack in the present, as they spent the entire offseason opting for alternatives instead of mainstays for their role. With Murray, Indiana will have a versatile do-it-all forward who could defend multiple positions. Murray can score in space with his athleticism, fire away from the perimeter, and read defensive schemes. And better yet, you guys, he's not a possession magnet. With his court awareness at an above average level among his peers, he does not need the ball in his hands to move the needle on the floor. Now let's talk about the Indiana Pacers having that first pick in the 2nd round. Since the NBA expanded to 30 teams, this pick has been traded 11 out of the last 18 years. The best player to be drafted with the 31st pick is former Indiana Pacers forward Bojan Bogdanovic. After that, it has yet to develop any quality star from that selection. So here are the top 5 guys I think that the Pacers should take at number 30. Number 1, Leonard Miller. He's a 6'10 forward with a 7'3 wingspan. Miller is from Fort Erie High School in Canada. He is draft eligible this year because he turned 18 in 2021. He's a late name to the draft class, as many expected him to go to college or enter the draft in 2023. However, Miller is still keeping his college eligibility and entering his name into this year's draft. The thing I love most about Miller's game is his ability to be a 3-level scorer. Although he has an odd-looking shot, he's a knockdown shooter, especially from 3. He is a capable ball handler that can finish with his left and his right. Although he shoots with his left hand, lastly, the young man is oozing with confidence. The dude thinks he can hit any shot on the floor. Today's NBA loves wings with size that can score from the outside, inside, and the mid-range. Miller can do that, but he will have growing pains as a young prospect who hasn't played against other NBA talent. There's a solid chance that his skill set puts him in the 1st round. But if he's there at 31, the Pacers would be doing themselves a disservice if they don't select him. Lastly, we know the names like Leonard and Miller mean to this franchise. How could the Indiana Pacers go wrong with picking a player with those ties. Now coming in at number 2, I'm definitely going to mess up his name. It goes Terquavion Smith. Well, I tried. So Smith is 6'4" and just 160 pounds. And you might be wondering why this young man is someone I'm interested in for the Pacers. And the dude shot 37% from 3 for North Carolina State this season on 8 attempts per game. Not only is he a solid shooter, but he's a bouncy prospect that can get above the rim. With his incredible athleticism, Smith is an irksome defender. He plays the passing lanes well and can get stops on defense despite his size. The biggest weakness though for Smith's game is his streaky shooting, bad shot attempts, and his inconsistency in running the point. As a freshman, Smith was on the All-ACC freshman team. He showcased enough in his freshman year that he can be a pro-level player. So coming in at number 3, Bryce McGowens. The dude is from the Nebraska Huskers. He's been linked to the Pacers in various mock drafts at pick 31. And there's a good reason for this. At 6'7" and 179 pounds, McGowens has the size and athleticism to thrive in the NBA if drafted to the right team. For Nebraska, he averaged almost 17 points per game and almost 6 boards. His shooting numbers are a bit intimidating as he shot just 27.4% from 3. He did shoot 83% from the free throw line though, so he'll be able to develop his shooting range in the next level. The reason that he projects to be a good player comes down to his athleticism and his basketball instincts. McGowens has a smooth handle. He can play above the rim and loves to get out in transition and run. He has a knack for scoring the basketball. He will have to get stronger on the inside, allowing him to finish through contact and not fade out at games, especially when he's having an off night. Overall, I like his potential and think he could be a good fit with the Indiana Pacers depending on what they do with their first round pick. Coming in at number 4, it's a Pac-12 Rookie of the Year, showed flashes of potential and upside all year long for Stanford. Harrison Ingram is 6'8", 230-pound forward, with a terrific passer and playmaker. He uses his size to his advantage and was impactful in the pick and roll, but will need to continue working on his three-point shot. His rebounds the basketball super well. He's got a stocky frame and uses his size to attack the inside. While he's not an above-average athlete, he still has the capability to play above the rim. With his willingness to pass the ball and find others, he can play point guard or the wing position. Ingram is going to have to improve on his finishing through traffic though. He finishes with his left hand and shoots off the dribble. Overall, there's a lot to like about Ingram's game. With a frame like his with a 7-foot wingspan, I won't be shocked if he gets drafted earlier than 31. The Indiana Pacers could use another athlete and playmaking abilities and defensive upside like Ingram. And last but not least, Jabari Walker. He's the son of former Pacer Samaki Walker, who is a talented young forward who is 6'9", 215 pounds. He took leaps during his last third of the season as he shot 47.6% from 3 over his final 11 games. With a 7-foot wingspan, the 20-year-old redshirt freshman from Colorado uses his length and size to be aggressive and impactful on the glass. Walker was a top rebounder in the Pac-12 this season with 9.4 boards per game. Scouts have raved about Walker's high basketball IQ. And although a lot of people didn't get a chance to watch him play at Colorado, he was 3rd in free throw attempts for the Pac-12. He will have to improve on his rim attacking, finishing through contact and getting all the way to the rim versus stopping short and taking the floater. Overall, Walker is projected to get drafted in the early to middle of the second round. I love his upside and believe he will be an impactful player that can be plugged in to any team in any system. So that leads me to today's question. Which one of these top 5 guys that I listed would you take if you were the Indiana Pacers in the second round? I am fully convinced that with the 6th overall selection, Keegan Murray is the way to go if he's still on the board. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think. And tomorrow, we'll be back better than ever with some more Indiana Pacers basketball. But until then, like always, Pacers fans, I'll save y'all a seat. Peace.